Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a big day for Modern Warfare 2, for Warzone 2. Later today, I've got another Warzone 2 video coming out. But in this video, we are going over everything. All the weapons, all the perks, all the field upgrades, all the kill streaks, everything in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer we are going to be covering in this video. And basically everything we're going to be looking at is videos from Charlie Intel, so hopefully he doesn't mind. I appreciate him putting all these videos up. We're putting them all together into one big video so you can literally know everything about Modern Warfare 2 before the beta comes out tomorrow. I'm not going to talk anymore. Let's just get right into it. So to start out with the weapons, we have assault rifles. The first one is the Lockman 556, followed up by the M4. The M4 is pretty straightforward. The one we have after that is the M16. Obviously, we know the differences between those two. As you can see, there isn't heavy weapon levels. This one only has 16 weapon levels. This one is followed up by the Kastov 74U, which is like the AK 74U. And then finally, we have the TAQ or TAC 56, and that is all the assault rifles. After this, we move into the battle rifles. These are going to be like the single fire weapons like we've seen in previous games. The first one is the FTAC Recon, followed up by the Lockman 762. You're going to keep seeing that Lockman name. The next one we have is the Lockman Sub, or the submachine gun version of it. Then the FSS Hurricane, followed up by the Fennec 45. That's one you should be very familiar with from Modern Warfare 2019. The only shotgun we have right now is the Expedite 12, so this proves that this is not all of the weapons that are in the game. We already know about more than that. Then we have the 556 Icarus. This is a part of the LMGs, followed up by the RAP H, the Sakin MG38. Then we move into the marksman rifles. This first one we have is the LM-S. Then we have the Lockwood MK2, the MK2, of course, from Modern Warfare 2019 as well. And then we have the Signal 50, which is the big 50 cal sniper rifle, which is great to see. Unfortunately, I don't have any videos of the secondary weapons, but this is what we have for now. But next up, let's move in to the perks. Now that we've seen all the weapons, I wanted to show you how the various different attachments and leveling weapons actually work. So each weapon only has maximum around 20 levels. And then when you unlock the receiver, which seems to be around rank 13-ish, it'll give you the next weapon in that progression. So assault rifles all together, battle rifles, that kind of thing, which is a really cool way of doing it, way less grindy. And I hope that this kind of gives you a better idea of what leveling the weapons will actually look like. So first off, the perk system in this game is different. We have first two perks, which you can choose any two of the first tier perks. Then you have your bonus perk, which as you can see there is fast hands, followed up by your ultimate perk, which is hardline in this case. As far as your perks go, the first two you start the game with, the other ones you have to earn throughout the game, almost like a specialist bonus, almost like a field grade, very similar to that, and they appear to be unlocked via score. So now that you know that, let's look at what all the different perks are. So first off, we have Overkill, followed up by Double Time, Battle Hardened, Scavenger, EOD, Tracker, Strong Arm, and Extra Tactical. All of these should be pretty straightforward, all of which you've kind of seen in previous games. EOD from explosives, Battle Hardened from tacticals, things along those lines. I think everything else is pretty straightforward. Now, as you're going to see here, the second perk that he takes are once again tier 1 perks, and they're all the same as the ones that we just talked about. So moving past this, the next thing that we have is the bonus perk. This one you have to earn in game, and you're going to earn it quicker than you would learn your ultimate perk. So as far as bonus perks, we have Resupply, Spotter, Cold-Blooded, Fast Hand, Quick Fix, and Focus. Quick Fix basically gives you health regeneration after killing people, and Focus gives you less flinch when aiming down sights, and you can hold your breath longer. For ultimates, we have Hardlined, Overclock, Survivor, Bird's Eye, and then of course we have Ghost, and on top of that, High Alert as well. Bird's Eye is an interesting one. Basically, it allows you to have a wider map, and you can see the direction of players on your UAV. Survivor, I don't know how I feel about it. It puts you into last stand. I don't know if you can fire a pistol yet, and then you can revive yourself with a stim, or a teammate can revive you as well. I don't know how that's going to play. I'm a little worried about it, to be honest. Moving into field upgrades, these will work similar to Modern Warfare 2019. First off, we have deployable cover, followed up by tactical insertion. That one's pretty straightforward. Trophy system, Then, of course, we have Dead Silence. I don't like to see that as a field upgrade. I would much prefer that to be a perk. Then Portable Radar, pretty straightforward. Battle Rage, which kind of gives you a burst of energy. Suppression Mine, which is like a proximity mine that doesn't kill people. Loadout Drop, which I'm not sure how that will work in multiplayer. Tactical Camera, which is a camera you can mark people with. Munitions Box. A Smoke Airdrop, which is an interesting one. And then we have an Inflatable Decoy, which is a pop-up decoy. Recon Drone, which we of course know. DDoS Attack, which disables enemies' electronics. And finally, Anti-Armor Rounds, which will of course be more for ground war and of course a war zone and things along those lines. Moving into kill streaks. So first of all, one thing you need to know is you can either use kill streaks or score streaks, which I do believe reset upon dying. They're not like Black Ops Cold War. And basically what this means is depending on the game mode you're playing, you can choose whether you want kill streaks or score streaks, which I think is a really interesting idea and can't wait to see how that plays. So going into what these kill streaks actually are, first off, at 4 kills, we have UAV and a bomb drone, which is like a flying RC car, I guess. After this, we have counter UAV. That one is straightforward. Cluster mine, which is essentially a big proximity mine, followed up by care package. Then we have precision airstrike, cruise missile, and mortar strike, all of which should be pretty straightforward. We have the sentry gun. Then after that, one of my personal favorites, and I'm really glad to see this return, we have the VTOL jet, always been one of my favorites, followed up by the Overwatch helo. That one is just kind of like a support helo, follows you around, kills people. The Wheelson is back, which is awesome to see. We have a stealth bomber, chopper gunner, which is of course the one you control, emergency airdrop, which is back from the original Modern Warfare 2, gunship, which is awesome, that's your AC-130, an advanced UAV, which everyone loves, and finally a juggernaut. I love to see the amount of kill streaks that are in this game. I love it. So much diversity in playing the game. Can't wait to get my hands on these. Up next, we have our tactical grenades and things along those lines. First off, we have our flash grenade, shock stick, which stuns people and actually causes them to shoot their weapons, decoy grenade, stun grenade, which is your normal stun, flash grenade, that kind of thing, smoke grenade, tear gas, your medical syringe or your stim, snapshot grenade, spotter scope, and finally the heartbeat sensor. All of those should be pretty straightforward. Then we have our lethals. These should all be pretty straightforward too. You have your frag grenade, your proximity mine, thermite, semtex, drill charge. That's the one that you can throw at a wall. It'll shoot a grenade to the other side of the wall. Can pretty much counter campers. Your C4, throwing knife, Molotov cocktail, and finally Claymore. So then we have our operators, and this screen kind of works like we've seen before. I'm not going to read through all of these, but some important ones to mention are, of course, Captain Price, who's actually wearing a mask. We have Ghost. We have Soap, who is also wearing a mask, which I find pretty interesting. And then we have our bad guys as well. It's good to see that they have a good team and a bad team, unlike just doing one team or another. I like to see this, and honestly, I really like the menu, and I've liked what they've done with all the operators. I'm hoping they have a backstory for all of them, and if they do, of course, we'll dive into that as well. So then we have all the vehicles. These will be used in Ground War and Warzone 2 and things along those lines. But we have the ATV, the UTV, the tactical vehicle, which appears to have a gun on top, the hatchback, which is just a normal car, the SUV, which is just a normal SUV, the cargo truck, which we know and love. We have the heavy tank, which can take more damage, deal more damage, the light tank, which is the opposite of that, the APC, which I would assume is even lighter than that, followed up by the light helo, the heavy chopper, which I believe you can actually stand up in the back and shoot, and then a couple of boats as well. One of the boats does have a gun that you can shoot off of in the back. So lots of vehicles, mostly ground war, mostly also Warzone as well. So I think that's everything. We went over all of the weapons, all of the perks. The only thing we didn't really go over is all of the attachments, but I think that'll change once the game is actually out anyway. So just keep that in mind. There will also probably be more weapons. I don't know about perks and field upgrades and things like that, but I would assume more weapons definitely once the game is released than is currently in the game or will be in the beta. But this is everything for now. So I hope you guys got filled in. I tried to give you as much information as quick as possible. That is everything you need to know, like literally everything. If you enjoyed, took a while to put this together, so please hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date on more news, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too